Hey guys, welcome to Tianshi Recaps. I'm your host Tianshi. Today we're diving into a horror movie called Devil's Gate. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, set it to all, so you never miss a recap. The movie opens on a lonely road outside the city. A car drives through the empty landscape when it suddenly breaks down. The driver gets out looking for help and spots a nearby house. But as he gets closer, something feels off. The house is old, completely rusted, and its windows are boarded up with wooden planks. Even though he feels uneasy, he calls out for help. No response. Then he hears a strange noise coming from behind the house. Curious, he looks through the basement window and sees a man inside acting aggressively, like he's lost control. Disturbed by what he sees, the driver backs away, but steps into a hidden trap. Screaming in pain, he manages to escape. Just as he starts to run, he steps into another, much bigger trap. This time it kills him. The scene shifts to Deputy Colt, who is picking up Special Agent Daria. She has come to investigate a missing persons case. At the station, the sheriff shows her a file. A woman named Maria and her son have disappeared. Daria immediately suspects the husband Jackson, especially since he never reported them missing. It was the Maria's sister who filed the report. The sheriff defends Jackson, saying he's been investigated and is completely innocent. This sparks a small argument between Daria and the sheriff as she firmly tells him not to interfere with her investigation. The aggressive man seen in the basement, that's Jackson, the husband of the missing woman Maria. He's acting more unhinged than ever. In one chilling scene, he's sharpening weapons while screams echo from the basement. He yells down, telling someone to shut up. Meanwhile, Agent Daria begins her investigation by speaking with Maria's sister, the one who reported the disappearance. She describes Jackson as a short-tempered man who could explode over the smallest mistake. Even the deputy has arrested him multiple times. Feeling awkward, the deputy admits that Jackson was a friend back in school, but now they've grown apart. He adds that Jackson has been caught for minor crimes like drunk driving and getting into fights while intoxicated. Daria checks the room where Maria used to stay. Inside the closet, she finds a notebook that belonged to Maria's son Jonah. Flipping through it, she finds disturbing drawings of Jackson, portrayed as a devil, along with notes about the terrible things he did to their family. Furious, Daria wastes no time and heads straight to investigate Jackson. On her way, she comes across the car on the roadside. The same car from the opening scene, driven by the man who stepped into the trap. Daria and Colt arrive at Jackson's house. The deputy is stunned. The windows are now sealed with wooden planks and heavy chains. Just 3 days ago, none of this was here. Something's definitely wrong. Daria starts her search in the garage, and there it is, Maria's missing car. Suddenly, a gun clicks behind her. It's Jackson. Colt quickly tries to calm him down. As he talks, Daria takes her chance, turns and manages to fight Jackson off. She gets him in handcuffs. Just as she begins to question him, they hear loud barking coming from the house. Daria rushes toward the noise, ignoring Jackson's warnings. He pleads with her, saying if she goes inside, his wife and son could die. Undeterred, Daria pushes forward. At the entrance, she spots a trap. One wrong step, and an arrow would have pierced her leg. Inside the house is unsettling. The walls are covered with religious photos, almost like a shrine. As she moves deeper, she finds more weapons and finally reaches the basement door, the same one Jackson had been shouting toward. Jackson's dog stands there barking at something unseen. Suddenly, the house trembles. The lights go out. Now, only a lantern lights the way. In the basement, Daria finds 2 cages. In one, something is moving. She pokes it with a stick, but in an instant, slimy tentacles lash out and grab it. In the second cage, she spots a creature, something that isn't human and definitely not any animal she's ever seen. Terrified by what she saw in the basement, Daria runs back out and confronts Jackson. He claims the creature is a demon, something summoned and controlled by a priest. His words are frantic and scattered. Daria, unsure whether he's insane or telling the truth, decides to arrest him. They get into the car to leave, but it won't start. Suddenly, the sky begins to darken. Thick clouds swirl over the house and lightning crackles across the sky. Jackson panics, yelling for Daria to uncuff him. Before she can react, a bolt of lightning strikes their car. They abandon the vehicle and rush toward the house. Colt runs ahead, but steps right into the very trap Daria avoided earlier. An arrow slams into his leg. In pain, he hobbles inside. With the others. Outside, the storm intensifies. Daria has never seen lightning like this. As she turns to look, something catches her eye. A strange, glowing white shape flashing within the storm. Jackson races to the window shouting for his wife, Maria. Daria and Jackson rush outside and find Maria lying unconscious on the ground, completely naked. Realizing something supernatural is truly happening here, Daria removes Jackson's handcuffs and helps bring Maria inside. She covers and comforts her, then restrains Jackson again. When Maria wakes up, she's furious. She screams at Jackson, blaming him for everything. "You said you'd fix this. What happened to our son?" Confused and overwhelmed, Daria demands answers. What's really going on here? Jackson explains everything. One day, Jackson and wife Marie is getting ready to go to Mary's sister's house. But Jonah had a severe fever. Even Jonah's pulse rate is decreasing. But Jackson didn't get him to the hospital. Instead, he started to pray and carried Jonah outside, put him near a stone, and began to pray. Suddenly, the black cloud appears, and the lightning started, and Jonah's body is vanished. He expected this would happen, and Kami sees, but what he didn't expected is that the light also took his wife. In angry, he punched in the light. There it seems he is punching something and pulls out a creature which is in the basement. He take it to the cage and try to bring back his wife and son. Hearing this, wife Marie itself is angry. Jackson says he encounters that alien creature from his father time itself. So now Daria has clear that Jackson is living outside of the city cause they are worshipping that alien creatures. Jackson continues his story. As a child, he once got caught in the same lightning storm while with his father. When he opened his eyes, he found himself in a different place, surrounded by alien beings. That moment changed everything. Suddenly, a monstrous scream echoes from the basement. Everyone freezes. The creature is making noises unlike anything they've heard before. Then from outside, they hear heavy footsteps. Something is approaching the house. Jackson panics and begs Daria to remove his handcuffs. He says he has to start the generator. The house is rigged with electric traps to keep the creature out. Daria hesitates, but finally unlocks him. Jackson sprints to the generator and powers it on. Lights flicker back to life, but it's too late. The alien creature is already inside. Daria opens fire, trying to stop it. The group scrambles upstairs, desperate to escape. She keeps shooting, but when she looks again, the alien is gone. It has vanished. Jackson asks Daria to help him find his dog and grab a shotgun for protection. She agrees, and they head outside, calling out for the dog. But there's only silence. Suddenly, something drips onto Colt's head. It's blood. They look up in horror. The dog has been brutally killed and left hanging. The alien has attacked again. They rush back into the house and begin reinforcing it. Jackson grabs a set of strange weapons, ones even Colt has never seen before. Without hesitation, Jackson starts torturing the captured alien. He believes this pain will draw out more of its kind, giving him a chance to find his son. He cuts off one of the alien's fingers. As the creature screams in agony, Jackson runs outside and starts digging. Buried beneath the dirt is a large stone marked with a strange symbol. He places the severed finger in the center. Lightning crashes from the sky, and the finger vanishes. Jackson shouts, "This is the door." Terrified, Daria rushes back into the house and demands an explanation. She has seen that same symbol in Jonah's notebook. She also remembers a photo on the wall that shows Jackson and his father standing beside a car. Behind them was the same stone. It finally clicks. This land has always been dead. Nothing grows here. Yet Jackson's family has lived on it for generations. Daria realizes something much bigger is going on. Jackson finally reveals the biggest truth of all. His great-great-grandfather was the one who first discovered the strange stone buried on this land. He began worshipping the alien beings, and that devotion was passed down through generations. But Jackson claims he no longer wants any part of it. All he wants now is to find his son. Everyone agrees to head into the basement and try to communicate with the captured alien. But the creature looks weak, barely alive. Jackson panics. If the alien dies, he may never find his son. He steps into the cage to get closer. At that moment, the alien suddenly reaches out and touches his face. In a flash, Jackson sees terrifying visions. Illusions flood his mind. The alien is cloning him. He sees a version of himself being replaced. In his vision, the real Jackson is already dead. The others quickly pull him out of the cage. He begins crying and rambling, saying they killed him and threw him away. No one understands what he means, but Maria does. Deep down, she had always felt something was wrong. Maria goes to a hidden box and pulls out something shocking. Inside are alien fetuses. And with that, the real twist is revealed. Jackson's family may have worshipped aliens, but the truth is even darker. His bloodline is not fully human. Maria confesses that she first loved the real Jackson, but one day he was taken. The aliens returned a version of him, a clone, and that is who she ended up marrying. She has had 6 pregnancies, all ending in miscarriage, but each time the result was an alien fetus. The clone Jackson convinced her that it was a punishment for some unknown sin. But now she knows the truth. These were never normal children. Something truly inhuman has been going on for generations. Jackson's clone finally speaks the full truth. On their home planet, the alien race is dying. Their world can no longer sustain life, so they set their sights on Earth. But there's a problem. Their bodies cannot survive in Earth's atmosphere. To fix this, they began experiments. The goal was to create a being who could exist in both worlds. That successful result was Jonah. Maria had unknowingly been used as a test subject. The memories of this were hidden deep inside the Jackson clone's mind. But when the alien touched him earlier, everything came flooding back. Outside, the lightning begins again. The storm signals that Jackson's clone has summoned them by using the severed finger on the stone. Daria gets ready. She knows Jonah might still be alive, and he could be human. But Jackson's clone breaks down. He says he just wants to die and end all of this. Daria tries to reach him. She tells him that even if he's part alien, the way he's fighting to save his family proves Jackson is still inside him. Maria agrees. She says she always believed there was something human in him. Moved by their words, Jackson's clone stands up. But instead of joining them, he knocks Daria unconscious. He picks up the wounded alien and carries it outside. At the same time, another alien enters the house. Colt sees it and opens fire, but it's useless. The alien easily lifts him off the ground and violently tears open his chest, killing him instantly. Then the alien turns to Jackson's clone. It signals him to take the wounded creature outside. As he does, the alien reaches out and touches Maria's stomach, because every alien being born into this world has come from her. Daria regains consciousness and rushes upstairs only to find Colt's lifeless body. Outside, Jackson's clone places the wounded alien on the stone. A beam of light appears, and the creature is taken away. Suddenly, from that same light, a boy runs out. It's Jonah. Jackson hugs him with emotion, but then slowly raises a gun to Jonah's head. He cannot accept that his son is part alien. He believes the only way to end this is to pull the trigger. Daria pleads with him to stop, but he doesn't listen. A gunshot rings out. Jackson drops to the ground. Maria is the one who fired. Even if Jonah is not fully human, he is still her son. She couldn't let him die. The alien watches silently, then turns and leaves. Daria decides to take Jonah to the police, hoping to protect him. But Maria refuses. She knows they'll only treat him like a lab rat and kill him in the name of science. The next morning, police arrive. Maria tells them that Jackson was the one who tortured her and her son. Daria tries to explain the truth, but the sheriff doesn't believe her. To him, Maria is the victim and her word is what matters. He doesn't believe in aliens. He declares the case is closed. Daria is left with no choice but to walk away. The movie ends, but there's one final hidden twist. Throughout the film, we believed Maria was human. But remember, she vanished into the sky and then came back. Why would the aliens return her so easily? The truth might be even darker. What if the real Maria never came back? What if the aliens cloned her too, and the version now living on Earth is part of their ongoing plan to quietly take over? And that's the story of Devil's Gate, a chilling tale of abduction, cloning, and a hidden invasion hiding in plain sight. Hope you all enjoyed the movie. Don't forget to subscribe to Tianshi Recaps for more thrilling stories like this, and make sure to turn on the notification bell to all so you never miss a recap. See you in the next video. Bye.